Essay writing task 2, climate change. Some people think that instead of preventing climate change, we need to find a way to live with it. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Climate change represents a major threat to life on Earth, but some people argue that we need to accept it rather than try to stop it. I completely disagree with this opinion because I believe that we still have time to tackle this issue and reduce the human impact on the Earth's climate. There are various measures that governments and individuals could take to prevent or at least mitigate climate change. Governments could introduce laws to limit the carbon dioxide emissions that lead to global warming. They could impose green taxes on drivers, airline companies and other polluters, and they could invest in renewable energy production from solar, wind or water power. As individuals, we should also try to limit our contribution to climate change by becoming more energy efficient, by flying less and by using bicycles and public transport. Furthermore, the public can affect the actions of governments by voting for politicians who propose to tackle climate change rather than for those who would prefer to ignore it. If instead of taking the above measures, we simply try to live with climate change, I believe that the consequence will be disastrous. To give just one example, I am not optimistic that we would be able to cope with even a small rise in sea levels. Millions of people would be displaced by flooding, particularly in countries that do not have the means to safeguard low-lying areas. These people would lose their homes and their jobs, and they would be forced to migrate to nearby cities or perhaps to other countries. The potential for human suffering would be huge, and it is likely that we would see outbreaks of disease and famine, as well as increased homelessness and poverty. In conclusion, it is clear to me that we must address the problem of climate change, and I disagree with those who argue that we can find ways to live with it. ये जो ऐसे हैं, ये एक सैम्पल्स हैं कि आप इनको देख के समझ सकेंगे कैसा आपने एक ऐसे लिखना होता है। ऐसे राइटिंग में आपने कैसे टास्क 2 को कवर करना है, कैसे आपने राइट करना है। ये जस्ट सैम्पल्स हैं, इसका ये मीनिंग नहीं है कि आप इसका रट्टा मार लें। ये जैसा आपको समझाने के लिए, कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर करने के लिए है कि आपने ये चीज़ें लिखनी होती हैं। हाँ, थोड़ी बहुत चीज़ें बंदा एडिट कर लेता है, कोई भी आपका टॉपिक आ गया उसमें आपके माइंड में चीज़ें हैं तो आप उसको एडिट करके एक अच्छा राइटिंग ऐसे कर सकते हैं। थैंक यू।